Welcome to Sara Gonzales Unfiltered. Just as one more quick programming note, I will be gone tomorrow. We will be gone until after Labor Day. We are taking the kids on vacation, and then I will be returning and then leaving to go to Texas's first football game this season. And we're really hoping, Stephen, if we don't win this time around, I don't think I want to go to another game because I think I'm bad luck.
Well, maybe I'm bad luck, so maybe you just have to go.
No, because when you went to your game last year, you won.
Yeah, you're right.
And President Trump was there.
Your fault.
So you're not bad luck.
We need Trump to come to all the games. That's the solution right there.
He's not gonna do that.
Because he's not dedicated. Come on.
So, because I went 2 times last year and they lost both times, and one of them was at home, and one of them might as well have been at home because it was at AT&T Stadium in Dallas. So I'm just saying, if the third time is not a charm, I feel like I just need to stop going. And I don't think Stephen would hate that.
I mean, it'll save us some money.
I don't think Stephen would hate that. So
can I still go to my games though?
You can still go to your games.
Okay, cool. Now I'm fine with this.
Okay, all right. So we will be doing that, and then hoping for a good outcome, and then we will be back with you again. Like I said yesterday, don't even think about finding something else to watch in this time slot.
You might have some special content coming too over the week, and especially over the weekend of Labor Day.
Yes, exactly right. We're planning some really special stuff. So on that note, do make sure that you are subscribed to Sara Gonzales Unfiltered, because that's the only place that you're going to see it on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, Sara Gonzales Unfiltered. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. Make sure to like this video right now, right freaking now. I know that you think that if you're typing in the chat, which I know you guys, I love you guys, you're always there. You're typing in the chat and you're like, this is doing it. This is helping the algorithm. Okay, cool. But just make sure that you actually hit the thumbs up button on the actual native original video, on the video, and comment in that as well, because it'll help us out. All right. So I got a comment the other day that was like, you just seem angry. I'm not angry. I'm having the time of my life. I am having the time of my life right now in the golden age. And you may confuse passion with anger. But I love it. It's amusing watching these Democrats being such sore losers in every sense of the word and in every facet of this country. You've got the woke losers in Texas who were like fleeing the state, and then they were coming back, and then they we had the opposite problem. Instead of fleeing the state, they wouldn't leave the legislature. They wouldn't leave the building.
They had slumber parties.
They had slumber parties at the place where they were they just literally left town to avoid going to. And then they were like, all right, we're staying and you can't get rid of us. And so they're just like crazy. They can't get over the fact that they lost not just the presidential election. I mean, they've lost. They lost the presidential election. They lost Congress. They're losing ground. They're losing traction everywhere. And now, to add insult to injury for them, every move Donald Trump makes, they are like, oh my God, but it's a threat to democracy. Everything Donald Trump does is a threat to democracy. Was that right? Was that accurate, Stephen?
We'll have to watch to find out, I guess.
I don't know. Watch.
Is Donald Trump an existential threat to democracy? From your senator, as someone who sits in that room on your behalf, I am in camp number 1. He is an existential threat to democracy.
If we have no democracy left and we look back and said, if only we could have done something.
Trump, who is not, he seeks to dismantle American democracy.
He is not, whoop, whoop, whoop. He seeks to, thud. He is a threat to democracy. It's, again, just the brain cells are just, there's only 2 of them. So it's really hard when they get all mixed up together. And so you have all of these Democrats that just, again, this is what they said before the election. And did it work for them? I would say no. Calling everything you don't like a threat to democracy. How many times have we heard that now? Has it worked for them? Look around you, guys. Look around you. Anytime someone does something that you don't like and you call it a threat to democracy and it's an existential threat. I mean, that is indicating to the audience that you believe that the world is ending because Orange Man bad. That's it. That's what they try to say about literally everything. And in reality, Donald Trump is just making good on all of the promises he made during the campaign. And so you watch this, and we've done so many different segments of like promises made, promises kept. I could do one every single day if I wanted to just bore you guys with the same stuff every single day. And maybe you wouldn't be bored of it. But Donald Trump told us he was going to win so much, we would get tired of all the winning. And I just don't want you to be tired of all the winning. But I could talk every single day about promises made, promises kept in every single aspect of this country. And so we see what happened. He won with the majority so big that they couldn't rig it this time around. You had all the swing states go his way. And when you look at it, you're like, hold on. Wait a second. Is that not a democracy? Is that not democracy working the way that they claim that they want things to work? He won handily. The people, you gave the power to the people. The people had the power to go out to the voting booths in November and vote for whoever the hell they wanted. Nobody was stopping them from doing that. Well, in fact, I mean, we could talk about the fact that they were the ones who were trying to stop you from being able to do that because they were trying to get him removed from the damn ballot. They were trying to throw him in prison. They were trying to assassinate the guy. But we don't have to talk about that, okay? Let's instead talk about what's not democracy. The hypocrisy, okay? From the New York Times. Abolish the Senate, end the Electoral College, pack the court. They just wrote this a couple days ago. Why the left can't win without a new constitution. They want a new constitution now, abolish the Senate, end the Electoral College, pack the court because nothing else will work. But trust us, bro, we love democracy, except when we don't.
It's to save democracy.
We got to get rid of democracy to save democracy. Is that what they're doing?
I think that's exactly what they're doing.
We have to rid ourselves of the thing that we claim that we like so that we can save the thing that we like. But we promise we're going to bring it back when we're in charge.
It's a super pinky promise. So
it's the super duper pinky promise.
What? That's the first time they've ever had one of those, I think.
You're forgetting the duper because that is a very important part of that pact is that we're like, we super duper pinky promise that we are going to allow you guys democracy after we've gotten done rigging all of the other mechanisms to make sure that we're the ones in power. This is crazy. These people cannot win fairly, okay? They can't win fairly. And when they can't win fairly, which we just did, they just want to like, you know what? I'm taking my ball and I'm going home. I'm going to take we're going to rip up the Constitution and we're just going to rewrite the rules in our favor. And then we're just going to call it democracy because words have no meaning when the left uses them. They can just dub something, whatever they would like and be like, this is what it is. And then honestly, I would say they think people are so stupid that they'll believe them. But unfortunately, there is a small subset of society that is, in fact, so stupid that they will believe them. And so this is just, luckily, I said small subset, right? Because this is the kind of crazy behavior that has millions of Democrats actually realizing, as they did when they went and voted for Donald Trump in the last election, holy crap, I don't like this. There's actually a way better world out there for me, and maybe I should consider it because according to new data, the Democrats are facing a voter crisis and they're hemorrhaging voters. Gosh, who could have thunk it? The party's bleeding beyond support beyond the ballot box, a new analysis shows. I can't. Why would anyone not want to vote for these crazy lunatics? I don't know, but between 2020 to 2024, in the 30 states that keep track of voter registration, Democrats lost ground against Republicans. The third, look at all that. Those are, oh man. Have you ever seen an arrow that is more beautiful in your life? Look at that beautiful blue arrow just sinking downwards where it belongs. You know where that's going? Hell. That's where blue takes you. Okay. So we love to see that going downwards. Go back to hell from where you came, never to return again. Okay. So you've got all of these blue arrows. But the good part is that all of those states, all of those arrows represent Democrats waking up and going, hold on, maybe this isn't what I want. And I would say that maybe they left their party, but I think their party left them. They can't call themselves Democrats anymore, because to call yourself a Democrat would mean that you stand with chopping off body parts of, healthy children, healthy body parts. You just want to chop them off just because they've got some sort of a mental problem that no counselor wants to touch. They won't fix their mental problem. They just chop off body parts instead. Being a part of that party these days means that you then have to be like, yeah, it's totally fine. In fact, I love it when gang members cross our border into our country. I actually love that. I want more of it. I mean, calling yourself a Democrat these days comes with so much ridiculous, insane meaning that I actually kind of feel sorry for them. Like they've been given no other option. They're like, I didn't leave the party left me. And now I have nowhere else to turn except the people who mean common sense. There are more and more Republicans joining. Well, let me tell you guys, welcome, okay? Because in that 4-year swing towards the Republicans, that adds up to 4.5 million voters. Well, you know what? If that kind of gap could take years for Democrats to climb out from, if that kind of gap could mean Democrats might not win another election again in eyesight, I don't hate that. And so the Democrats respond to this. They react to this the only way that they know how, which is just throwing a temper tantrum. Like a little toddler, just throwing a temper tantrum because they don't get their way. And they're like, why doesn't anyone want to join our party anymore? Donald Trump is an existential threat to democracy. Come join us. Nobody buys your bullshit anymore, guys. And perhaps it might be because they keep putting all their political stock into these kinds of people, okay? You got Joe Biden over here, like, going to go, hey, I'm going to shake your hand. Oh, there's nobody there. All right. Well, which way do I exit? You gotta tell me. And even then, I might still not know. Someone tell me where I'm going here. All right, we're exiting the stage now. I mean, he's just shaking hands with invisible people. You've got him, going on the beach and not even able to. All right, steady yourself. He's galloping. It's turned into a gallop, guys. He's galloped because he cannot keep his footing in the sand. And then, of course, you have word salad Kamala, who they went, all right, fine. Okay, fine. Joe Biden, maybe that was a mistake. Maybe you guys were right. Maybe he was a Weekend at Bernie's president. Maybe he was half dead the entire time. But now we've got a revival of the Democrat Party. We've got Kamala Harris, everyone.
I think part of what is important in this election is really not only turning the page, but closing the page and the chapter on an era that suggests that Americans are divided.
Not just turning the page, closing the page. Now, I have actually never been able to close a page, although I've never tried. So maybe there is a way to close. I thought you closed the book. I don't know how you close a page, but Kamala is here to tell you we are not only ending the page, we are closing the page. And also, we love yellow school buses. It is one of our favorite things. We love also Venn diagrams because you can have one and you can have the other. And then you can have the in-between. And that's what's really great about our country. is something that I would imagine her saying. But I would say at the end there, maybe she has a point. She said, we gotta stop the division in this country. You're right, Kamala. Americans are very united against the Democrats. And the people running the party now are really they're just, honestly, when you look at the next generation, I can't imagine that the next generation would be anything but inspired by people like this.
I'm going to stand with you in this fight, and we will win. 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 We won't rest. We won't rest. We won't
Chuck,
rest.
You're going to rest heavily after standing for that long. Maxine, my favorite part of that is Al Green with his cane. If you want to be inspirational, you probably shouldn't just bring up the people of your party where the average age is like 90. That's not a good idea. He can only use his cane for a couple seconds to as a cheering device because, he needs it to walk because they're all freaking dinosaurs that need to retire and don't belong there. I'm sure the next generation finds a lot of inspiration from all of these oldies. That is amazing. But it's not just these leaders of the party who are driving away their voters. It's, of course, let's not forget, it's all of these terrible, shitty ideas that they stand for. Some of which I already referred to at the border with children and dealing with perhaps mental illness. They want to just slap some sort of oh wait, you can't even say it's a diagnosis anymore. It's just normal. Say, go chop off your healthy body parts, kid. You'll figure it out later. Oh, and by the way, when you grow out of it, you can't grow your body parts back. Let's defund the police. Crime goes up. Oops. Who would have guessed that? Who could have possibly predicted it? Trump comes in, wants to clean up crime to keep us safe, like sending in, the troops to D.C., sending in, trying to eliminate gang members, criminals from our country, send them back from where they came. Okay? And they're like, no. We like the crime. We like the criminals. We're going to give a quote to the New York Times. Now, we will actually ask them to keep our names anonymous for safety reasons. But no, we feel totally safe in D.C. except when we don't. And so you've got all of these woke ideologies, the DEI, the trans stuff, all of it. You got to get on board or you got to risk getting canceled. And when you look at all of these things, especially going back to the illegals, I showed you just a little bit of this clip earlier in the montage. California State Senator Christopher Cabaldon, he's talking about, when he talked about the threat to democracy, I'll show you a little bit more of this clip here. He's talking about the idea that we shouldn't be counting illegals in our census, which of course decides who gets more representation. And he's like, oh my God, the sky is falling because we can't count illegals? I don't know. Make it make sense.
If your cousin is kidnapped off the street, if UCLA closes down, if we announce that there won't be an election, if the census that we're relying on for the commission's next stab at redistricting doesn't include 1.5 million Californians in it, if we have no democracy left and we look back and said, if only we could have done something.
This guy actually used the word kidnap when referring to illegals. I just wonder, would they use that same energy if it was just a U.S. citizen who was on the run? Let's say they had just murdered someone and they were on the run and law enforcement picked them up. Would we use the term kidnap? No, of course we wouldn't. But these people are not people to be taken seriously. They're not people to be taken seriously. Every day they just wake up and come up with some new thing to be pissed off about. Not counting illegals in the census, a threat to democracy. But hold on a second. What's your name again? Chris. Can I call you Chris? It says Christopher. I'm going to call you Chris. Okay? Let's map that out a little bit. All right? Illegals can't vote. Okay? So what reason would you have to count them in the census if you weren't trying to, rig the game in your favor? If you weren't trying to inflate your numbers to either A, prop up your own shitty voting turnout with illegal votes, or B, get numbers weighted more heavily in your favor because of all of the illegals who are living in blue areas, or both. Why not both? But you know what? The golden age is here. People are finally waking up. And, it couldn't happen to a more deserving group of people, especially if we continue to unite. You've got Elon Musk. I don't know if you guys saw this. Elon Musk is reportedly eyeing J.D. Vance for 2028 as he hits the brakes on plans for a new political party. It's from the New York Post. So he had all of this talk about the America Party. He was going to leave. He had that falling out with Donald Trump. Apparently, he's like, actually, if I want to win, I should probably get with the winning team. And if we can take all of that energy, they may never win another election again. And I'm just saying, is it hot in here or is it just me? Because that sounds pretty hot. All right. Got to take a quick break and then we will be back with more. I want to thank our sponsor this segment, Relief Factor. So those of you who live in pain, you think this is just your life. Now, it doesn't have to be. Relief Factor is an all-natural anti-inflammatory that targets the inflammation in your body, which most cases, that's what's causing your pain. So if you're not targeting the inflammation, you're just masking something. You're putting a Band-Aid on it without solving the problem. Let Relief Factor solve the problem for you. They've got a 3-week QuickStart pack. It's $19.95. 70% of the people who order that go back to keep ordering more. That's how many people it's working for. So the odds are in your favor that it's going to work for you. And it's backed by a guarantee. So you've literally got nothing to lose except your pain. Go get the 3-week QuickStart at relieffactor.com. That is relieffactor.com. Welcome to the show, Matthew Marsden, Blaze TV contributor and actor and producer extraordinaire. Make sure that you subscribe to his YouTube channel. It's but I have to spell Matthew D. Marsden.
Mm-hmm. You did it. That's good.
Matthew D. Marsden with an R. I just try to say it fancy like him.
Matthew D. Marsden.
Matthew D. Oh my God, it's just not even fair. And I have a new producer, and he's Australian too. So I'm just surrounded by people who they just speak, and I'm like, why do I just want to sound fancy like that when I talk? I don't. It's not fair.
We'll let the Australian off because
Wait, no, I don't know what.
You don't know
what?
Oh, big beef between Aussies and Brits.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Are you guys gonna fight?
Not really, because we look at them. We're like, oh, they're just like from the prison. They're from the prison island.
That's true.
So
I feel like we could forgive them for that.
We can forgive
Honestly, I just feel bad for them because every time I see a horrifying animal, it's always from Australia.
Well, 9 out
of... It's like a spider that's the size of this set from Australia.
Yeah, like they have 9 out of 10 snakes, the most venomous snakes in the world, from Australia.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, I just feel bad.
And it's funny because I was watching one show and it was like, this is a funnel web spider. And, it goes into a pool, and when it drops to the bottom of the pool, it has a bubble of air around it. So,
no!
Yeah. You can ask him. They have a bubble of air around them so they don't die in the pool because the air gets trapped in there. Yeah, so a lot of the bites are people swimming in swimming pools, and they tread on the funnel web.
Steven's in my ear telling me to look. I'm not looking that shit up. Nope, you cannot make me.
Burn it with fire.
Absolutely not. So I guess I'll get to what we're planning to talk about today.
Boring.
I'm already on vacation. So you've got like what's happening in Virginia, which typically when we talk about bathroom issues with trans conflict, we talk about biological males going into girls' bathrooms, right? But in Virginia, 2 high school boys are being suspended by a school district, not because they did anything wrong, but because they spoke up about being uncomfortable when a girl tried to use their facilities, their locker room. So let me give you the details. There's a girl pretending to be a boy calling herself whatever the hell she wants to call herself and going in to use the boys' locker room, which honestly sounds terrible. I bet it stinks in there. I don't know why as a female you would want to be like, yeah, I'm going to go into the stinky boys' locker rooms at this age, but whatever. She did. 3 boys complained about it. The girl comes in and films them. Yep. Inside their locker room. And the school, in response to this, launches an investigation, not against the girl who was filming underage boys in the locker room, but against the boys because they had a problem with it. So 2 of the 3 boys are being suspended for 10 days. And you may ask yourself, what about that 3rd boy? Why is that 3rd boy not suspended? Here is Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin on it. Watch.
One of them, of course, has been excluded because he's Muslim, and he said, "I've got a real religious objection." Wow. And again, the school system says, "But the 2 Christian boys don't have the same religious objection." I mean, this is just shocking behavior from a school system that's supposed to be looking out for students as opposed to driving this liberal left agenda.
So the Muslim gets the religious objection. The Christians, or I don't know, just boys who feel uncomfortable and are allowed to feel uncomfortable, they don't get a pass. So not only were the wrong people targeted by the school district, you've got the school district who says the boys were being discriminatory, even though they were the ones who were discriminated against. So you've got the Virginia AG on the matter, but I mean, I just this is supposed to be done. It's supposed to be over and done with. And I do believe that it will be. I do believe that there will be the full force, the full weight of Donald Trump's presidency leveled against this school, and rightfully so. But it's crazy that this is happening in 2025, even to boys.
Well, look, firstly, let's give the props out to the boys and their parents for actually standing up for something. If you would have gone back literally just a few months ago, people would have thought twice about doing this because under a Kamala Harris presidency, you would have got absolutely crushed. Yeah. So, clearly, we've spoken about this multiple times on the show about which protected group are you in, right? So we're going to ban you, but I'm a Muslim. Oh, we're not going to ban you then because you're part of that group. And all you've got to do is look at what's going on in the UK right now. Mm-hmm. White, Christian, or even like you say, not even Christian, atheist males are the most persecuted of all the different groups. It's really, really, it's a true thing. And somebody going in film, if you go in and film anywhere, if you go into a bathroom and film, you are in deep trouble. Yeah, that's illegal as far as I know. But there's I've said this before, and I mentioned this with the property taxes, and people are like, well, how are we going to pay for it? I'm like, listen, not a dime of my money should be going to any of these schools that do things that I disagree with. Not a dime. That is why school choice is so important. They should really implement those vouchers universally to say, okay, you want to go to your trans school where everyone's in each other's toilets, then knock yourself out. And by the way, all you blue-haired freaks, right, that want to enable this, off you go, you can go teach there. But this is not the majority. And like you said, what is great now is I think the tide's turning through and I'm not going to say through Donald Trump's leadership. What I'm going to say is through the MAGA leadership, through the people in America that are saying, we're done with this bullshit. We're not dealing with this anymore. And coming out en masse to say enough. And that is catching fire all over the world. The first stop being actually the United Kingdom. So this is very, very positive. But again, how horrible that these kids have to go through this.
I know. I would like to get producers. I would like to see if we can somehow figure out how to connect with the parents of these boys and talk to them, because I want to know, do they need a good lawyer? Okay, their lawyer. Okay, so they do have a good lawyer. Well, I want to talk to them, and I want to make sure that they have everything that they need to fight this, because this will definitely go in their favor.
Yeah, you've got to. How often have we spoken about supporting one another?
Yeah.
And we really need to do it. And how many times have we said this ends when you decide that it ends?
Right.
So clearly they've been raised properly. But look, just on a fundamental level, it's like, ew, you don't girls coming into your bathroom, you don't boys going into girls' bathrooms. By the way, I've heard that when you go into a woman's bathroom, I've never been in, right, because I'm a dude, but there's like magic, there's like waterfalls, and there's like a chandelier, and there's someone playing piano.
No. Mm-mm. Nope. Now it's still...
You're just saying that because you don't want me to go in.
It's still cleaner. I'm not going to lie. It is still...
a bar that's like that high.
Way cleaner. But you're not missing anything is my point. No one needs to even... It's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't come in. But I just need for this to be solved before it happens to my sons. Because I would...
She'd be in jail.
I would definitely be in jail. If I found out that a girl recorded my son in a locker room without his consent and she shouldn't have been in there anyway. I mean, it would be bad enough if it was another boy. It's a girl. Oh, I'm definitely going to jail.
And what is up with that anyway? Like what is going on in that life?
Right.
I mean, that is, I actually find at that age, that's really tragic.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. Yeah. What is this parenting like? What is the home life like? Like what would prompt a girl to go through all of these measures and then go in and film the boys? I don't get it. I mean, you're right. That is the tragic part of it all. All right, let's go ahead and take a quick break. We'll be back with more, but we want to thank our sponsor this segment, Birch Gold. So Birch Gold, go talk to my friends over at Birch Gold. I've personally done business with Birch Gold Group. They make it very, very easy. So if you want to just buy gold or silver, you can do that. But if you're looking for a different way, you're saying, I don't want to like actually spend any extra money right now. What you could look at doing is if you've got an old 401k or an IRA just lying around collecting dust, you can actually convert those IRAs or 401ks into an IRA in gold and silver. And it's not going to cost you a penny out of pocket to do it, which is unheard of because the government tries to penalize you for moving your own money every single chance they can get. So I'm just telling you guys, all they're going to do is send you information. It's just information, a free information kit, so you can get educated on gold and silver and historically how great it's been in times of stability and instability. So go text my name, Sarah. What's my name? Sarah. S-A-R-A. 989898 is the number you want to text my name to. They're going to send you that no obligation free information kit. It's just going to give you more information. That's it. That's all I'm telling you to do. Text my name, Sarah, to 989898. Well, speaking of living in the golden age and President Trump just trying to take a hatchet to all of the woke ridiculousness, he is also removing all the woke nonsense from our nation's museums. He just posted on Truth Social. The museums throughout Washington, but all over the country, are essentially the last remaining segment of woke. The Smithsonian is out of control. Nothing about success, nothing about brightness, nothing about future. I've instructed my attorneys to go through the museums and start the exact same process that has been done with colleges and universities where tremendous progress has been made. The country cannot be woke because woke is broke. We have the hottest country in the world and we want people to talk about it, including our museums. And so he's sent this letter to the Smithsonian that it's basically the same directives as all of these colleges, as he mentioned, is that you guys, you can't just share that slavery is really bad and we did that and then not share the progress that was made by all of the, like it's all full circle. You have to show the whole picture. You can't just show a piece of it and then expect that people are going to walk away just being like, oh, actually that country is not that cool, I guess, is I think what the left wants. Certainly it's not going to happen under President Trump's watch. And I was looking at all of the different parts of the Smithsonian where it was really woke. And let's see, there's National Museum of American History. Visitors were greeted upon entry by a Pride Progress flag that consisted of the white, pink, purple, black, brown, and stripes representing the transgender and LGBTQ people of color. That is featured at the museum's entrance on Constitution Avenue. The museum's Change Your Change Your Game exhibit that is related to diverse inventors, athletes, and technologies that have changed how sports have been played. And it just goes on that, by the way, it just, how did we become the U.S.? And it focuses on slavery again, which was really bad. I'd like to just point out, really, really bad. Also learned a lot from it. Also reconciled with it. Also, a lot of progress was made after that. They don't want you to know about that. There's one that exhibit that is rallying against racism that highlights how San Francisco Chinatown residents protested Asian American hate at the start of COVID-19.
Did they talk about black guys punching them in the streets?
Sure don't. Sure don't.
Because I seem to remember a lot of that.
Nope. Sure don't. And it also pushes for a more sympathetic view of immigrants, while notably failing to highlight the authoritarianism of figures like Fidel Castro or Hugo Chavez. I mean, I could go on, but you get the idea.
Yeah, I mean, look, what this is it's a concerted ecosystem. So what you have is, it's the same thing with entertainment and media, right? You've got academia coming in, they're poisoning your kids' minds. And then what they're saying is, look, we're going to go to the Smithsonian. The Smithsonian's a museum. It's an institution of authority that people come all over the world to see these things. These are, this is totally, unbiased. And then the first thing, by the way, can we just recognize what the white stripe means on the trans flag? Do you know what that is?
No.
Minor attracted persons.
No, it's not. Is it really?
Look, you got me on the tie the other day, but you go and look.
I did get you on the tie. There was no tie.
Do you see? I do. I come out. I know, because I have a wife. I come out and I admit when I'm wrong.
She's trained you well.
She's very rare.
Okay, I'm looking it up. Keep going, though. You can't tell me to look something up.
No, but it's an ecosystem. So what it does is it's basically putting a wedge between parents and their kids. Because if you go out and you say, listen, even when you're battling with the schools, right? With the schools, you're turning around to them and you're saying, listen, kids, don't worry about what they're saying. Well, we don't do that because we made a concerted effort not to send our kids to a woke school. But for not everyone's that fortunate. So they said, don't listen to that. Don't listen to that. And then the kids go to a museum and it's reinforced. And then they go and watch a movie and it's reinforced. And then they go and listen to music and it's reinforced. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's a concerted effort from the left. Mm-hmm. And what we've done up until this point is that we've abandoned our responsibility to it. We were like, certainly with, and I know you feel like this as well, even though you are someone who works, a woman who works, is that outsourcing your parenting is a major issue. Right. Now, you're more involved than most people, right? I'd say 90% of people. But if you outsource your parenting, this is what happens. So you're going to, it's actually so insidious because what they're doing is they have a 100-year plan. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They're not going after you. They know that they're not going to get you, but they're like, you know what? I'll get your kids or I'll get your kids' kids. And that's why they don't care when they spend $300 million on a TV show at Disney, because they don't care if your kids watch it. It's always there. As Stallone said to me, this is forever. It's always there. So at some point, someone is going to, oh, what's this show? The Acolyte. Lesbian space witches, right? That's what they're gambling on. Yep. And right now, people are like, wow, they're so stupid. I'm like, are they? Are they really?
Yeah, President Trump is someone who obviously understands the importance of culture, understands the importance of not just the museums, not just what they're teaching in the museums, but the architecture. I mean, all of it. It's something that he is uniquely predisposed to just get. And I don't know why. I don't know if I don't know if you're born that way. I don't know if it's because he used to be I don't know what gives him that unique ability to understand that, but he seems to. He seems to understand. I mean, like, look at when, last president, he designated Easter Sunday as Transgender Day of Visibility. This president, he's like, no, the whole week's Holy Week. Come at me, bro. I'm going to redesign all of the architecture in the White House. What is it? A ballroom, Stephen? They're like redoing.
Yeah, on his own dime, by the way.
Thank you. On his own, he personally is paying for it because he sees the importance of this. And so you see that and compare it to Obama's presidential library. Yeah, that's what's going up in Chicago. It's ugly as hell. It is so ugly. And the left doesn't or maybe they do understand.
They do.
They want it to be ugly. Yes.
It's appropriate because they want to destroy beauty.
Yes, exactly.
Because this is what the communists did, right? Actually, yes. the architectural movement went through the UK with this brutalist architecture, which is uninspiring, as opposed to, let's face it, the Christian West built beautiful things. All you've got to do is go to Rome, look around Rome. You can do a 360 turn, right? Go look all the way around. You're like, beautiful building, beautiful building, beautiful building, beautiful building. And that's why you look at old Parkland here, and it just rises out of Dallas. You're like, what is that place? I want to go there. We do instinctively yearn for beauty, whether or not it's beautiful people or beautiful music or beautiful architecture. And the left is attacking that. And they're doing it also because truth and beauty are inexplicably linked, right? Like that they are. And they hate that. Yeah. They hate any kind of beauty. So what they're trying to do as well, like I was talking about beautiful people, is when you look at a tranny, I mean, look at that, what's her name? Who was him? Who was the admiral? What was his name?
Dick Levine. I believe he went by the name Rachel.
I'm like, probably, if that was a woman, it would be the ugliest woman you've ever seen in your life. But it's clearly not a woman. And they keep saying it's a woman and it's ugly.
Yep.
Right. Even when they get women that trans to men and they go, look at how handsome. I'm like, no, it's not. That's not what a man is meant to look like. You can instantly look and see a woman and a man. I was talking about this today. And they want to assault it and tell you that it's greatness. By the way, that thing, Obama, is perfect for him.
It is. I know. And that was my thing, was like, you know what? That should be your legacy. I'm really glad that is your legacy. By the way, I know we got to go to break here, but Stephen, I got to. Excuse me, sir. You're saying that is not.
Oh, Sydney Sweeney's got nothing on that blonde bombshell. Look at that.
Feminine beauty and grace.
Be still my beating heart. Good grief.
That is good old Dick Levine. Boy, isn't it a far cry from what we have now, which is RFK doing the, 100 push-ups and 50 pull-ups in 5 minutes flat.
By the way, can I just say this?
Really quick.
They try and say that Melania Trump is not beautiful.
Right.
And they'll say that is good.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah. Clearly you know nothing about beauty. All right. We got to take another quick break. We'll be back with more, but we want to thank our sponsor this segment, Craftco. So Craftco is, I'd show you the bottle, but it's empty. And we need to find out who drank all my bourbon. Someone at the studio is a bourbon drinker and they're a bourbon stealer. Oh, Mr. Cameraman, looking at you. We'll talk later. That's fine. But you know what? I could almost forgive you because Flying Ace bourbon is like the best there is. And it's American made. Okay. So you know that you are buying from an American company, American made whiskey. And it's also not just an American company. It is a company that partners with places like you see it on the screen, Folds of Honor, which is an organization that is giving scholarships to the family of America's fallen. So this is a really, really great American company. It's a really great whiskey. This is a win-win. I shouldn't have to tell you any more. It's great whiskey and it's a good company. Go buy some whiskey and then drink it. FlyingAcespirits.com. Use promo code Blaze for free shipping. That is flyingacespirits.com, promo code Blaze. So things just keep getting better. I was saying at the beginning of the show, there was a viewer who was like, you're just always angry. I'm like, I'm not angry. I am living right now. I am loving Donald Trump's presidency 2.0. And one of the things that's been so great is watching what a real president does with the border. And border crossings can go down like that. Okay. And, he's finally starting to build some of the wall that Joe Biden, they had the materials for it. They just literally just let it sit there and didn't build it. And that's great. But border crossings are already down like 99.5% or something crazy like that. And the Trump administration decided, you know what? That's amazing, but we're not done. Here's what else we're going to do to deter all of these illegals from coming over.
Today, we are also going to be painting it black. That is specifically at the request of the president, who understands that in the hot temperatures down here, when something is painted black, it gets even warmer, and it will make it even harder for people to climb.
So to the left, who's like, you're going to build a wall? Oh, well, they could just climb it. They could just climb the wall. You think a wall is going to prevent people from coming over? Oh, I don't know. Maybe their hands will melt off before they have a chance to climb it, thanks to Donald Trump's grand idea of black paint. I am living for this.
It's great.
It's amazing.
And they should make it, I think it's called PTFE, which is like Teflon. So they slip down as well. So it can be black and it can be Teflon. Ooh. I mean, I'd much rather it be made out of razor blades.
Me too.
And I think we could have a moat.
Yep, with the alligators.
And alligator and spikes.
Yep.
Like in Rambo, the first one. Not the one that I was in, but like the first one. Did I tell you that I was in Rambo?
Oh my God. No, you're just like, Stallone told me this once.
I saw you look like, when I said that, you went like that. You went,
okay, man. All right, man.
No, but and listen, you get your trebuchet.
Yeah. Yeah. And
even $1. $1. That is a bargain.
That is like, I mean, that's almost insulting. What about 10?
Listen, we've got 7 million to shoot over the border, right? That's a lot of pressing.
That's fair.
It's $7 million.
Okay, that's fair. But if we want to cover all of the deficit and the debt that, we're
$10.
That's what I'm saying. I think $10 is still reasonable, but we'll go 10 times as much because that's how math works.
Hang on a minute. I've got to take my
I tell everyone, I'm not a mathematician. I feel like I would at least know that much, but...
No, but this is great. I mean, the difference between... Oh, by the way, what you didn't say was that Biden wasn't just not building it. He was selling it off, if you remember, at like 99 cents per foot, something like that.
So the materials that we already bought as taxpayers, we bought them. They just let sit there and then sold them at like cents on the dollar.
I mean, again, to me, that's treasonous. I mean, I don't understand how they get away with it.
All of it.
I really don't.
All of it was completely treasonous behavior. And they all need to be held accountable.
Yeah, and by the way, I do want to say this to whoever the person was who said that Sarah is angry. Actually, we laugh a lot, right? Yeah. We do. We laugh a lot. Like, if you cut away, like if the camera is still rolling, when you go to break and whatever, we laugh a lot. But when someone's talking about transing your kids, when someone's talking about breaking into the country, and as we saw the other day, an illegal turned around and killed people, it's very difficult when you're shining a light onto these things to not feel emotional about them. And I don't mean like leftist emotional. I'm just talking about wanting to have something done. So you carry on.
I appreciate that. It's called passion, and we'll carry on with that passion in a week. We'll see you then.